Anybody remember MXGP 2? It's been a long time since we talked about this game, or anybody has really. In today's video though, I'm going to be revisiting it, taking a look at what the game has to offer, all the good, all the bad, all the ugly, all that good creamy stuff. The game was on sale for like $3, so I just had to buy it. I mean, you can't go wrong for a $3 game that you're going to get at least a good amount of hours out of. So let's just jump right into it. MXGP 2 is the second game in the MXGP series. Well, technically third if you want to count fucking FIM Mud. That's not really a good game, or a game at all, so we're not counting that. MXGP 2 released back in 2016, so over 5 years ago already, which is kind of crazy because I remember when it came out, and it just feels like it was yesterday. So here's the main menu. You have MXGP, which just leads into Championship Mode, Grand Prix, and Time Trial, the usual. Next up is Career Mode. Now Career Mode is pretty much identical as it is in the new games, but in MXGP 2, I think it's actually better just because they provide an MXGP magazine after every round. Even though it kind of gets a little repetitive because they use the same picture for each track, it's still really cool because it just tells you who's winning in the MXGP class, who's winning in the MX2 class, all that stuff. So it just makes it a bit more realistic. You can also choose an official team or your custom team, the same old stuff. Stadium Series, who remembers these tracks? In my opinion, the Stadium Series was awesome. I thought it was a lot of fun. It provided the game with extra replay value, and it was something different and unique, but unfortunately they haven't brought it back since. I know in MXGP 3 there was that Riders Cup DLC, the one track, but it was like $8 or something stupid. But other than that, they have not brought any of the Stadium Series back. They haven't made their own new ones yet. Nothing of that. If they had these in the newer motocross games, it would make them a bit more fun because obviously the more tracks, the more replay value, like I said, and it's just something different. The only shitty thing about the Stadium Series was that the tough blocks, if you know with this game, they were just a million pounds. They didn't move. Arnold friggin' Schwarzenegger couldn't even move these things. That's how heavy they were. If you ran into them, you fell off the bike instantly. You couldn't move the tough blocks, and if you went down pretty early on in the race, you probably weren't coming back very far because in MXGP 2 it was really hard to pass the AI. If you don't know about the inside suck glitch, well, you did miss out because that was the most frustrating thing about this game. The Stadium Series is overall really fun. You can do a championship mode on it, or you can just do some Grand Prix races. I think we need to see the Stadium Series back in the next motocross game, or at least in the future. Real events. Why have they never brought this thing back? I believe there was one for every track and the Motocross of Nations. Doing all these was a challenge and it was fun. I don't believe this was in any of the other MXGP games. It could have been in 3, I don't think so though. I'm pretty sure it was only in 2. So I tried the Ryan Villapoto challenge. We all know what happened to him on his MXGP debut. He fucked the startup and proceeded to crash a few times throughout the race. Horrible debut, but in this game you get a chance to try to recreate history. I believe the challenge is to beat Cairoli, and before every challenge you get a video of what happens, like look at Villapoto right here. Completely fucks the start and he's in dead last. This just makes the game so much more realistic and it adds so much more replay value to the game. I believe when the game came out it was like $60 Canadian, and now we're paying about $100 for these games. So this game at launch was about $60 and it has more content than the new games. And I only picked it up for $3. So you start off in the autopilot mode in dead last and the pack's about 10 seconds ahead of you, which is kind of what happened. So let's see if I can do this challenge. I fucking biff it not even 2 corners into the challenge, and then later on the lap I completely eat shit again. But hey, Villapoto kinda did that in real life, so I mean, pretty accurate, but I didn't recreate history. I lost the fucking challenge. Motocross of Nations. This has not been in the MXGP series since MXGP 3, so they've had 3 opportunities to put this in their games and they did not. And I doubt the new game will have Motocross of Nations because it just happened like a few weeks ago and they didn't promote it in the trailer, so it's definitely not in the game. Anyways, Motocross of Nations in MXGP 2, it's pretty straightforward, it's pretty fun. You have the option to choose from 6 different tracks. I decided to go with Ernie, France, which is the track they actually did it on back in 2015, and I decided, you know what, let's go with the Brits. Let's get my crumpets and tea out, and let's win this for the Queen. First race, I went with Max Anstey, got the dub. Second race, chose Dean Wilson, got the dub. Third race, chose Sean Simpson, got the dub. But my teammates let me down and we got fucking second place. I still had fun though. Overall, Motocross of Nations in this game, it's fun. It's another mode, it just adds more replay value like I always say. It should be in all the motocross games, especially if you're gonna keep driving up the price. The content should still be there. Again, I paid $3 for this game and I got lots of content in it. The compound, I mean, is aight. It's not their best work, it's not their worst, it's kind of in the middle. It's better than most of their newer compounds that they come out with. There's really nothing to explore on this compound. It's just the Supercross track and a national track. You can't do races on it, you can only do time trial laps on it or free ride. Overall, the Supercross track's like a 5 out of 10. The national track is like about a 5 out of 10 again. You can have a little bit of fun on the compound, but not too much. It's kind of it's aight. Now we're gonna get into the nitty gritty. The physics, first person, bike sounds, you know, all that good shit. The good stuff, come on. Overall, the physics are very heavy. It's hard to get the bike turning in corners, rotating, especially in sharp corners. The back brake in this game is almost non-existent. The clutch is kind of how you get the bike rotating. You just kind of hold it in and it rotates the bike. Believe it or not, you can actually rail inside berms, outside berms in this game pretty darn good. I'd say even better than MXGP 2020, though there isn't a lot of inside berms in this game. There's very few. You can hit them pretty good. The outside berms, you can rail pretty good as well, but obviously not that amazing. The one super annoying thing about this game, if you play this game, you know what I'm talking about. I mentioned it earlier in the video. The inside suck glitch. That's what I call it. The inside suck glitch. The good old suck. Passing the AI on the inside in this game was basically a 50-50 shot of you going down or not. Doesn't matter if you're going into the corner super slow, super hot, you're most likely going to get sucked up onto their bike and fall off. It's going to happen at least once every race, no doubt. I think that's what drove a lot of people away from this game, because it was super frustrating. Yes, there's other things wrong with the game, but that itself was really annoying, and it still is. One thing I can appreciate with this game, with the cornering, is that the bike feels pretty planted. You're not sliding around like you're on ice like it has been in the last few games. The bike has good traction, and that makes it way more satisfying to play. Yes, you still can slide out the odd time, but it's way less often. As far as the in-air physics, I mean, they're pretty fucking dookie, man. They ain't good. Pretty clunky. Not much freedom. That's one thing that these older games that Milestone made definitely did not do very well, is the in-air physics. People still complain about the in-air physics, but if you look at games like this, they have definitely come a long way, and I gotta give them props for that. The scrubs are almost non-existent. It's not gonna make you go lower. It's probably just gonna shoot you off the track, and you can't maneuver them in any sort of way to make them look different or add your own style to them like you can in the new games. The whips and scrubs are pretty pointless. They don't make you go faster, and they don't look very good at all. They don't feel good, so they fucking suck. Garbage. The AI is actually really good in this game. It might be Milestone's best AI in any of their MXGP or Supercross games. I did a full MX2 season the past couple days on this game, and I nearly fucking lost the goddamn thing. I was 18 points down going into the final round, and luckily for me, Hurlings bottled the fucking last 2 races and I ended up winning. I think the main reason though is that the inside suck glitch again. It fucking happened to me every goddamn race so much, and I think that's why I almost lost the championship, because I kept crashing because of that stupid glitch. And the AI actually just are fast. They are quick in this game. Some tracks they're really easy to beat, but a good amount of the tracks they're actually pretty quick at, and you can have some good battles with them. Really quickly, first person in this game, it's pretty decent. It's not their best first person, but it's up there. I wouldn't say it's as good as MXGP 2020 or Supercross 4, but it's still pretty decent. The worst thing, hands down, about MXGP 2, I saved it for last. You were probably wondering if I was forgetting about it. No, I'm not. The fucking horrible, horrendous bike sounds. The good old legend vacuum cleaner bike sounds. I completely forgot about these things. After MXGP 1 and 2, they got rid of these sounds. They scrapped them, as they should have. These bike sounds give me fucking nightmares, dude. Holy shit. So overall, MXGP 2, it's a good game. Not a great game, not a bad game. It's kind of in the middle. For $3, I mean, it's a fucking amazing game for $3. Holy shit. If you haven't played these games before and you're looking to get one, MXGP 2 is a great game. I'd recommend buying it on sale or used though, because it is a 5-year-old game and you shouldn't be paying more than $20 for it. Out of 10, I'd probably give this game a 6. If it had better bike sounds, terrain deformation, and better whips and scrubs, then the game would be much better. It still is really fun though, and I'm having a lot of fun going back and playing it. That's all I have to say for now. Hope you enjoyed the video, and take care.